You know, they tell you if you want true success, you need to think big. But we just met a man in West Seattle. You're going to want to see this story, buddy. Just met him, maybe not. We just met a man in West Seattle who's making it big by thinking small.
Well, growing up in the 80s, there were a lot of movies and TV shows that had miniature people in kind of oversized worlds. You know, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Inner Space and The Incredible Shrinking Woman. And I was a model railroader, and I built models and like Matchbox cars and things. So I was always kind of fascinated by small, meticulously detailed things. My dad gave me a camera as a gift, and I just started taking pictures. Never had any kind of schooling, just you know, 30,000 bad pictures and you finally take some good ones. Then I saw an artwork around 2002, 2003 that used little figures in a big diorama. It was at the Saatchi Gallery in London. And that's when I kind of started putting it together that it might be interesting to kind of explore this area. The series has been called Disparity just because of the size disparity between the tiny figures and the large food. I also have been calling it Big Appetites. Everything in the entire series has been shot with a single 100mm macro lens. If you look at the components of the work, it's toys and food. I mean, it's something that's accessible to everybody. It was really important to me for everything in this work to be real and to be edible. The figures are hand-painted in Europe, and I special order them. I'll often repaint them, and I'll sometimes modify them. When people first look at the images, it's a little deceiving. They look like real people. I got this figure of an older woman in a shopping cart, and I kind of thought about her being intimidated by the variety of cheese. So the caption kind of had already come to mind. Doris liked it better when the variety of cheese consisted of white and yellow. All the images come along with quotes. That's deep tea divers. Eric always had anxiety before a deep tea dive. 422 days without an accident at the chocolate quarry. Gary always used too much mustard, but no one could say so. It was a union thing. This is something I just did for fun, and other than my 10-year-old niece, nobody really cared about this project. But then I was lucky enough to get some interest from an editor in England, and they syndicated the images in the British press. And by summer, they were just everywhere. They've been published in about 85 countries now. But I had, you know, book offers, and I had galleries calling. I'm still kind of in shock the whole thing happened. I mean, this is to have my works in galleries across the world, being actually selling photographs in this art market. I did it for the inherent joy in creating the images. I'd like to say that I'm clever enough to know that this would have this kind of resonance, but it's kind of surprised me how popular the images have been.
Christopher's work is currently on display at Winston Wachter Fine Art in Seattle until Thursday.